welcome you to this tutorial. I'm Joseph Mugera from Yournetworkschool. What is in front of your screen is the Cisco packet tracer already open. In this tutorial, we are going to explore given components of the Cisco packet tracer. If you are new into the world of networking, not so long you will hear about this thing called a packet tracer, and you might wonder what it is. Students go through this course of Cisco without fully knowing how to use a packet tracer. Now, if you know how to use a packet tracer, you'll have several advantages compared to those who can't use it very well. It has a lot of features that few people explore to the maximum. Now, I'm going to be taking you the next few minutes about the simple ways of using a packet tracer to the maximum. Before we go on, this tutorial assumes that you have already installed the Cisco packet tracer onto your computer. If you have not installed this packet tracer onto your computer, hit straight into your account for Cisco, that is at netacad.com, then log in. Under Students Resources, you will find programs and among the programs you'll find there will be the current version of Cisco packet tracer. The version I'm using currently, I think it is 6.0, and you can get the latest version from wherever you can get. Now, let me show you some of the things that we have in a packet tracer. But before again I show you, somebody might wonder, why did they call it a packet tracer? I think just for a simple reason. First, because this program helps us to trace packets. You might wonder, what's a packet? I believe you know what a packet is. According to the OSI layers, when data is sent and it gets up to the network layer, it becomes a packet after adding their IP addresses. That is, after adding here there a header with the source and destination IP addresses. Now, this packet tracer helps us to trace out how packets are going to flow in our network before implementing. It's advised before implementing any network, you first simulate it. This will save the organization a lot of costs, and it will even give you the evidence as you implement, because you will have already what you want to implement into the mind. Now, if you look at the packet tracer, you can see, just like on any other program, we have a menu bar. In menu bar, you have the file, edit, options, view, tools, extensions, plus the help. If you don't know how to use, you can get some tutorials on how to use this packet tracer when it's already installed on your computer. Now, some of the regions that we consider most in this packet tracer is the region where you can get the devices. And our workspace. The whole of this white area is our workspace. It's our responsibility and it's our role to get whatever device we want and put it into this workspace, and then we can try out to play with whatever we want. And on this side, we have options that can help us to select. For example, if you want to place a note, place some notes onto your worksheet, like maybe this is, and the rest, but anything in form of a note, you can select a note. If you want delete, you can select the delete. If you want to inspect a given area, you can use the inspect tool. You can use this to draw shapes around the network that you want to isolate, and these are the ones you have. The PDUs, or the protocol data unit. There is a simple protocol data unit and a complicated data unit, or complex. Let's go to the area where we can get our devices, and let's start placing devices into our workspace. Alright, when you click on this side, you'll see symbols that are representing given range of devices. If, for example, I click on this, it represents routers, and then it will list down all the routers that it has. For example, it has the 1841 router, it has the 1941 router, let's call them the 19 series, the 26 series, even 28 up to the 29, and then the generic ones. If you want to get switches, you click on the icon for switches. It also gives you the switches it has, and then it's your responsibility to select any of these switches you want to use. There are hubs. Don't bother yourself with hubs, because we no longer use hubs in the modern networks. Gone are the days we would use hubs. We have wireless devices. If you want wireless routers, if you want generic wireless devices, cell towers, wireless. We click in the wireless, and then we also have an area where we select the connections, or call them the wires, where we get our physical connectors between computers and between devices. We have serial, we have console, we have the crossover cables, straight through, and all these other kind of cables, the coaxial cables, DCE and DTE, and even fiber, octo, all of those cables depending on what you want to use. And then we have any devices that give us access onto the network. We can select any devices we want, from normal computers, laptops, servers, printers, IP phones, voice of IP phones, TV, wireless, and all end devices. And all devices that give us access to the network that we human beings interact with to get access to the network at the end devices. We have firewalls under security for those who want to implement security in their networks. We have firewalls, and we have one emulation. If we're emulating ones, we can use any of these. We have custom made devices. We can get devices that are customly made. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to set up a simple network with a single router and 2 switches. If I want to select a router, I click in the routers icon. Then I select the kind of the router I want. I'm going to select a 29 series router, and I'll select 2901. If I click in it, becomes selected, and then I come and I click anywhere into my workspace and it drops there. But if I want to drop more than a single device, it is hectic and it's tiresome for me to be selecting a router at a go. Now, they made it very simple for you. Now, let me delete this. I can hold down the control key. If you look on your computer, the control key, there is one on the extreme corner left. You hold down the control key and you select the kind of the router I want. So I'm holding now the control key on my keyboard. You can also hold down your control key on your keyboard and then you select. I've selected. Now I release the control key and I start dropping. Now I can drop 1,000 devices up to when I get tired. And the same principle applies to all other devices. For example, I'm going to select 2 switches and I'm going to select them in one go. How? By simply holding down the control key after selecting switches. I'm selecting the 2960 series. So I hold down the control, I select the switch. So I place my switch there, that is switch number 1 and switch number 2. Then I press the escape key to move or to remove the selection of those many switches. I'm also going to select 4 computers, normal computers. Hit down on the end devices, select generic or PC. Then I hold down the control and I select them. I can now drop 2 computers here, 2 computers here, 2 computers here, and then 2 computers there. And there they are. After placing them into my workspace, all these devices, the intermediary, the internetworking device, network access devices, and end devices, at the end of the day, they have to connect each other such that they can communicate. And we connect by the use of wires. Therefore, I come into the connections. I want to connect all these pieces to the switch. If I want to connect pieces to a switch, we all know that we use a straight through cable. So I hold down the control key and select the straight through. I come, connect fast Ethernet 0, and I also connect on any fast Ethernet here, fast Ethernet 0/1, and you can see still I have more wires to drop. I've bought a long wire and I'm just chopping a few pieces of what I want. So I connect on fast Ethernet 0. You can connect to any fast Ethernet you want. Then I also connect this fast Ethernet 0 to fast Ethernet 0/1. Then I connect this fast Ethernet 0 to fast Ethernet 0/2. Now, since I'm also connecting the switches to the router, I also need to use a straight through. So I can use a gigabit Ethernet 0/1, and I also put this to a gigabit Ethernet 0/0. And I need to connect these 2 switches, that is by use of a crossover cable. So I select a crossover cable, I select gigabit 0/2 and gigabit Ethernet 0/2 here maybe, and here I can put up as very many connections as I want. And what we see right now